Welcome back. In our last lesson, we learned about several forms used to say through and according to. And in this lesson...
Billy! I need your help.
Calm down, KitKat. What's going on?
You said this course is for every level, but I guess it's too difficult for me.
Aw, KitKat, don't feel bad. I said it's for every level, yeah, but I also said you're supposed to skip topics that are above your level.
You mean I can still do this course? Even if I'm a beginner?
Yeah, since you're a beginner, if you see a lesson with a star next to it, just skip it.
Oh, that's great news. Thank you, Billy. I'll start over again and try that.
Okay, and good luck.
I'll be back.
As I was saying, in this lesson, I'll teach you about how to make comparisons, so you can use them to compare two different sentences. And just like before, I'll also teach some more advanced ways to do this. First, here are the topics we'll learn about in this lesson. Okay, let's get started with the first form. A basic way to make comparisons to nouns is by attaching the particle 보다, meaning than. This can be used to say more than or less than. 보다 is commonly used together with the adverbs 더, meaning more, and 덜, meaning less. Note that if 보다 is used without either of these, its default meaning is more than. This means that 더 is optional when used with 보다.
저는 철수보다 잘생겼어요.
I'm more handsome than 철수.
저는 철수보다 덜 잘생겼어요.
I'm less handsome than 철수. 보다 can also be used with verbs by using the noun form 것. So 하다 would become 하는 것, and 바쁘다 would become 바쁜 것. Then attach 보다. When used with an action verb, this literally means more than doing. And when used with a descriptive verb, it means more than being.
지금 하는 것보다 내일 하는 게 더 좋아요.
It's better to do it tomorrow than to do it now.
추운 것보다 더운 게 더 힘들어요.
It's more difficult to be hot than to be cold. Less commonly, with action verbs, this can use the form 기. So 하다 would become 하기.
이 시간에는 택시를 타기보다 지하철을 타는 게 좋아요.
At this time, it's better to take the subway than to take a taxi. Since the particle 보다 is limited to basic comparisons, such as more than or less than, let's learn how to use the more flexible verb 비하다, meaning to compare. Compared to the particle 보다, using 비하다 emphasizes the difference of the two things that are being compared. Note that the verb 비하다 is only used in grammar forms. To say to compare outside of these forms, instead use the verb 비교하다, meaning to compare. First, let's look at the form 에 비해서, which means compared to. To use it, attach 에 비해서 to a noun or verb using the form 것 in any tense. So, 그것 could become 그것에 비해서, and 하다 could become 하는 것에 비해서. The 서 is optional.
올해는 작년에 비해서 덜 바빠요.
Compared to last year, this year is less busy.
제가 다른 학생들에 비해 키가 커요.
I'm tall compared to other students.
이 집은 저 집에 비해 좀 싸요.
This house is a little cheap compared to that house.
거기는 비행기를 타는 것에 비해 기차를 타는 게 더 빨라요.
For there, it's faster to take a train compared to taking an airplane.
노력한 거에 비해 결과가 좋지 않아요.
Compared to the effort I made, the result isn't good. The form 에 비하면 can also be used to make comparisons, but has a different nuance. It uses the form 으면 and literally means if one compares to. 에 비하면 is used in the same way as 에 비해서, but is less common.
저에 비하면 제 동생은 천사예요.
Compared to me, my younger sibling is an angel.
작년에 비하면 이건 아무것도 아니에요.
Compared to last year, this is nothing. A basic way to say that something is similar to something else is by attaching the particle 처럼, meaning like. 처럼 can be attached to a noun or to a verb using the noun form 것.
연예인처럼 메이크업을 했어요.
I did my makeup like a celebrity.
강아지가 인형처럼 예쁘네요.
The dog is pretty like a doll.
모르는 것처럼 행동할게요.
I'll act like I don't know.
선생님처럼 되고 싶어요.
I want to be like the teacher.
하루 종일 굶은 것처럼 배가 고파요.
My stomach hurts like I was starving the whole day. Alternatively, 같이, meaning together or like, can also be used in the same way as 처럼. This is less common.
친구들이 가족같이 느껴져요.
My friends feel like family.
사자같이 큰 동물은 무서워요.
I'm scared of animals that are big like lions. 같이 can also be used with and particles such as 과, 와, 이랑, and 하고 to literally mean similar with, or more naturally, the same as or like. This is less common than simply using 같이.
시간은 번개와 같이 빨라요.
Time is fast like lightning. The opposite form is 달리, literally meaning different with, or more naturally, different from, or unlike. This is slightly more formal than using an and particle with the adverb 다르게, meaning differently.
고양이는 개와 달리 혼자 있는 걸 좋아해요.
Cats, unlike dogs, like being left alone. 마치 means like, and it can be used together with 처럼 or other forms that mean like, such as 듯, which we'll also learn in this lesson, in order to add more emphasis. It's optional. You can think of 마치 as meaning just like.
영희가 마치 로봇처럼 말했어요.
Youngie talked just like a robot.
마치 여름이 온 것처럼 더워요.
It's hot just like summer is here.
철수가 마치 연예인처럼 생겼어요.
Charsu looks just like a celebrity. The noun 마찬가지, meaning same or similar, can also be used to say that something is the same. It can be used with the verb 이다, meaning to be. It can be used by itself to mean the same, or with and particles such as 과, 와, 이랑, and 하고 to mean the same as something else.
저도 마찬가지예요.
I'm also the same.
내일도 오늘이랑 마찬가지일 거예요.
Tomorrow will also be the same as today. 마찬가지 can also be used as an adverb to describe a verb with the particle 으로, as 마찬가지로. This means the same as, similarly, or like.
작년과 마찬가지로 올해도 비가 많이 올 거예요.
The same as last year, it will rain a lot this year too.
한국과 마찬가지로 일본이 더워요.
Japan is hot, the same as Korea.
사람과 마찬가지로 가게도 쉬어야 해요.
Like people, machines also need to rest. 마찬가지 can also be used with verbs by using the form 으나, meaning regardless. This means the same as doing an action verb or the same as being a descriptive verb. 으나 can be used twice, just like normally. More naturally, you can translate this form as practically or basically. To use it, attach the form 으나 after any verb stem followed by 마찬가지. So 하다 would become 하나 마찬가지. Note that in everyday speech, the form 으나 also often becomes simply 나 instead of 으나. For example, the verb 먹다 could become 먹으나 or just 먹나.
공부를 하나 안 하나 마찬가지일 거예요.
No matter if I study or not, it'll be the same.
지금 가나 마나 결과는 마찬가지예요.
No matter if I go now or don't, the result is the same.
이걸 먹으나 저걸 먹으나 몸이 안 좋은 건 마찬가지예요.
No matter if I eat this or eat that, me feeling sick is the same. When used with this form, the verb 이다 becomes 이나 after a consonant or 나 after a vowel. 이나 마찬가지 means that something is the same as or practically or basically whatever noun it's used after.
책이 많아서 도서관이나 마찬가지네요.
It's practically a library because there are a lot of books.
여긴 제 고향이나 마찬가지예요.
Here is practically my hometown.
반고흐도 여느 화가나 마찬가지로 가난했어요.
Van Gogh was also poor like any other painter.
저 혼자 하라는 소리나 마찬가지잖아요.
It's practically the same as telling me to do it by myself. The regular form 것이다 ends with the verb 이다 and can become 것이나, or more commonly just 거나. For example, the present tense 하는 것이다 could become 하는 거나 마찬가지, or the past tense 한 것이다 could become 한 거나 마찬가지.
그건 컨닝하는 거나 마찬가지예요.
That's practically cheating.
영화를 다 본 거나 마찬가지 같아요.
It's like I basically watched the whole movie.
저 혼자 다 하게 되는 거나 마찬가지네요.
I'm practically ending up doing it all by myself.
이러면 문을 닫은 거나 마찬가지잖아요.
If you do this, it's practically the same as having closed the door. 발음이 없다 can be used in the same way as 마찬가지 and 이다. Literally, 발음이 없다 means that there is no difference.
새거나 다름이 없어요.
It's practically new.
저 혼자 한 거나 다름 없어요.
I basically did it alone.
세계 여행을 하는 거나 다름 없겠네요.
It'll practically be traveling the world. The form 듯이 is used with action verbs and means similar to or almost the same as. More naturally, it can translate as like or as if. For example, A 듯이 B means similar to A, B, or simply like A, B. Using 듯이 is similar to saying 것처럼, like doing. To use it, conjugate an action verb into an adjective in any tense. Then attach 듯이 with a space. For example, 하다 would become 하는 듯이 in the present tense, 한 듯이 in the past tense, or 할 듯이 in the future tense. Note that while E is optional, it's most often added in speech.
엄마가 노래를 하는 듯이 말을 했어요.
Mom talked like she was singing.
영희가 뛸 듯이 좋아했어요.
Younghee was jumping with joy. Literally, like one would jump.
저는 보란 듯이 성공할 거예요.
All succeed. Literally, so they'll see me.
미친 듯이 공부를 했어요.
I studied like crazy. Literally, like someone went crazy.
엄마가 제 하루를 다 본 듯이 말했어요.
Mom talked like she saw, meaning knew, all of my day.
여기는 쥐 죽은 듯 조용하네요.
It's dead quiet here. Literally, like a mouse died. The form 드시 can also be used with an action verb stem. It has the same usage as before, but with more emphasis. Because this version has more emphasis, it's typically only used in metaphors and idioms, and not in everyday speech to say that something is like or as if something. Instead, use 드시 after an adjective. Words that use this form can simply be learned individually. To use it, attach 드시 directly after an action verb stem in the present tense. So 하다 would become 하듯이. Attaching e is optional, but it's most often added in speech.
영희는 지각을 밥 먹듯이 해요.
영희 is frequently late. Literally, like one eats a meal.
동생은 오늘 돈을 물 쓰듯이 썼대요.
I heard today my younger sibling used a ton of money. Literally, used it like one uses water.
그 배우는 누군가 눈앞에 있듯이 연기를 했어요.
That actor acted as if someone were right in front of their eyes. 뜻 has more uses that we won't be going into detail, as those are used as sentence endings and not to connect sentences. If you'd like to learn more about these sentence endings, search my channel for additional lessons. 뜻하다 is used after adjectives, just like 드시, and means to act as if, or to seem as if. It's used like the form 것 같다, meaning to think. However, it sounds fancier than 것 같다, and is not commonly used in everyday speech.
생각보다 쉬울 듯해요.
It seems easier than one would think. 듣 싶다 is also used in the same way and means to guess or to wonder or to think. It's less common than 듣하다.
제 도움이 필요할 듯 싶네요.
It seems you'll need my help. The form 다시피 means in the way of, as, or simply like. It's used with action verbs. The meaning is similar to 드시, but its usage is different. 다시피 is used with certain verbs that mean as you. The most common verbs used with this form are 보다, to see, 알다, to know, 듣다, to hear, 말하다, to say, and others. To use it, attach 다시피 directly after an action verb stem in the present tense or the past tense. So 보다 would become 보다시피 or 봤다시피.
알다시피 민수가 제 동생이에요.
As you know, 민수 is my younger sibling. In addition, you can also use their honorific versions. So 보다 can become 보시다, as well as their past tense stems. So 보다 could become 봤다시피 or 보셨다시피.
말했다시피 이걸 먼저 해야 해요.
As I said, you have to do this first.
들으셨다시피 제가 내일 이사를 해요.
As you heard, I'm moving tomorrow.
보시다시피 저는 운동 중이에요.
As you see, I'm in the middle of exercising.
알다시피 저도 여긴 처음 왔어요.
As you know, it's also my first time here. Because the form 다시피 means in the way of, as, or like, it can also be used together with the verb 하다, meaning to do, to literally mean to do like. More naturally, the form 다시피 하다 can translate as to almost do or to practically do. This is used to express that someone is almost doing the action, but isn't. It's like they're doing it. 다시피 하다 can also be used with the adverbs 거의, meaning almost, and 겨우, meaning barely. These are optional and add emphasis. To use it, attach 다시피 directly after an action verb stem in the present tense. So 하다 would become 하다시피. Then conjugate 하다.
숙제가 너무 많아서 도서관에서 살다시피 해요.
I have so much homework, I practically live at the library.
요즘은 거의 매일 지각을 하다시피 해요.
Lately, I'm late practically almost every day.
우유 한 통을 다 마시다시피 했어요.
I almost drank a whole container of milk.
너무 피곤해서 하루 종일 자다시피 한 것 같아요.
I'm so tired I think I almost slept all day. While 다시피 하다 is commonly used at the end of a sentence, it can also be used to connect sentences. In everyday speech, simply remove 하다 and use 다시피 as an adverb to describe an action. This means as if or simply like, and its meaning is similar to 듯이.
쓰러지다시피 소파에 앉았어요.
I sat on the sofa like I collapsed. Or more naturally, I collapsed onto the sofa. Alternatively, add 하다. This can become 하여. This means 해 or 해서. This sounds more formal and is less common.
쓰러지다시피 하며 소파에 앉았어요.
I sat on the sofa like I collapsed. Or again, I collapsed onto the sofa.
밤을 새우다시피 해야 끝낼 수 있어요.
I can only finish it if I practically stay up all night.
넘어지다시피 하면서 결승점을 통과했어요.
I passed the finish line while practically falling over.
좁은 틈을 눕다시피 해서 지나갔어요.
I passed through the narrow gap practically lying down. The particle 만큼 means an amount or quantity or volume. It can be used with both nouns and verbs and means as or as much as. First, let's look at using 만큼 with nouns. To use it, attach the particle 만큼 directly after a noun. So 친구 becomes 친구만큼.
저는 철수 씨만큼 잘생겼어요.
I'm handsome as much as 철수. Note that in negative sentences, this meaning of as much as can sometimes have a dual meaning and can sound a bit vague without additional context.
저는 철수 씨만큼 잘생기지 않았어요.
I'm not handsome as much as 철수, and possibly neither is he.
저도 철수만큼 친구가 많았으면 좋겠어요.
I wish I also had as many friends as 철수.
선생님만큼 똑똑해지고 싶어요.
I want to become as smart as the teacher.
그만큼만 하세요.
Only do that much.
엄마를 이만큼 사랑해요.
I love my mom this much. 만큼 can also be used with verbs and means an extent or up to that amount, quantity, or volume. More naturally, 만큼 means so much that or as much as. To use it, conjugate a verb into an adjective in any tense, then add a space followed by 만큼. For example, 하다 would become 하는 만큼 in the present tense, 한 만큼 in the past tense, or 할 만큼 in the future tense.
할 수 있는 만큼 할게요.
I'll do as much as I can.
앉아서 자고 싶을 만큼 피곤해요.
I'm so tired that I want to sleep sitting up.
참을 수 없을 만큼 보고 싶어요.
I want to see you so much that I can't bear it.
앞이 보이지 않을 만큼 어두워요.
It's so dark that I can't see in front of me.
열심히 공부한 만큼 성적이 잘 나왔어요.
My grades came out well, as much as I studied hard. 많지 can also be used in the same way as 만큼. However, 많지 is an older grammar form and is much less common.
나무가 벌써 이만치 자랐어요.
The tree already grew this much.
남들 하는 만치만 하세요.
Only do the amount that others do. The form 정도 comes from the noun 정도, meaning a degree. Literally, the form 정도 means to the degree that, or to the amount or level that. When 정도 is after a noun, it simply means about or approximately. We won't be covering this usage in this lesson. The form 정도 can be used in a similar way as 만큼 with verbs to mean so much that or as much as. To use it, conjugate a verb into an adjective in the future tense, then add a space followed by 정도. So 하다 becomes 할 정도. While this can also be used with adjectives in the present tense, for example, 하다 becoming 하는, this is much less common. When 정도 is used as an adverb to describe an action verb, you can optionally attach 로. This becomes 정도로. Note that the verbs used before and after 정도로 must be different. When using 만큼, both verbs can be the same.
버스 정류장이 안 보일 정도로 어두워요.
It's so dark that I can't see the bus stop.
밥 먹을 시간도 없을 정도로 바빠요.
I'm so busy that I have no time to even eat.
눈물을 흘릴 정도로 기뻤어요.
I was so happy that I cried.
새 차를 한 대 더 살 수 있을 정도로 돈이 많아요.
I have so much money that I could buy another new car. And that's all for this lesson. Remember to take your time, take lots of notes, and practice everything in this lesson before moving on. And I'll see you again in the next lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.